Hey everybody, how you doing today? How's it going out there? It's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Just want to welcome all of you to my channel today. This is October the 13th. I'm looking at my notes right here, October 13th, 2019. And today is Sunday, and I want to talk to you today about some cruise ship news and things going on in the channel of TWB and what's happening. Greetings from one and all. I'm in Creston, British Columbia. If you've never watched my channel before, I love talking about cruise ships, cruise ship holidays, cruise ship news, what's going on in the wide, wide world of the cruise ship business. Check out my links down below here for all kinds of interesting things like how about a group cruise? Would you like to go on a group cruise with TWB members? We have got one in the books now. We are cooking one up. Harmony of the Seas is the ship we're going on December the 6th, 2020. So that's 14 months from now. Lots of time to plan this one. We're going to head out from Port Canaveral, take a 7-day Eastern Caribbean cruise. We're going to visit Coco Cay and St. Thomas and St. Kitts, and we're going to have some fun on board the ship because we have 3 sea days and there are going to be TWB activities. We're cooking them up right now. If you want to go on that cruise, there's a link down below here to our friends at Ambrin Travel. That is the official travel agency of this channel. If you're thinking of going on a holiday to Europe, a cruise, you want to go to Disneyland, you want to plan a special destination wedding, talk to our friends at Ambrin Travel. They're from St. Augustine, Florida. They can take care of all your needs. They're specialists in cruises and Disney, Universal, all kinds of neat holidays you can take advantage of with those guys. So yeah, check them out. Also, if you're going on a cruise in the near future, you may want to look at what these guys have to offer here. Let me hold this up right here. This is SailPack. Here's a big duffel bag from SailPack. The folks here at SailPack, they've got all kinds of accessories to help you go on a cruise. You'll probably see some photos here while I'm talking. They're perfect accessories for your cabin, stuff you would never think of off the top of your head. Really neat stuff. They've got packages available of all kinds of cruise items that you can pick up, all kinds of accessories, or individually, whatever you like. Check out SailPack. If you buy anything from SailPack, I do get a royalty on anything you buy on SailPack, and so I thank SailPack and you guys for helping support this channel. My channel, Traveling with Bruce, is now 26 months old. Started August 2017 with 0 subscribers, 0 videos. We now have 34,600 plus subscribers in 26 or so months of running this channel, and this is my full-time job. And thank you all of you out there who are following me, commenting me, throwing thumbs ups to my videos. I really do appreciate it. It's awful kind of you to do that for me. Also, those of you who are sponsoring me or helping me stay alive by going to my affiliate website for Amazon, links are also down below. If you go to Amazon, buy anything through my affiliate link, I get a royalty for that, anything you want to buy. And also, those of you who are picking up Traveling with Bruce memorabilia items, souvenir items, T-shirts like this, or beautiful coffee mugs. How about this one here, Traveling with Bruce coffee mug. Picking up clocks and anything else from RedBubble, my store. Thank you for that. Visit the RedBubble store, link down below. And yes, thank you for supporting this guy. Cheers to all of you in TWB land around the world. Like I said, I love doing this. I love talking about cruise ships. Love talking about cruise ship news and what's going on. And today I wanted to talk to you about a subject that is popping up from time to time on the air or on the media, I guess. There's been a real big push in the last year by, I guess, certain media and certain environmental activists out there talking about how bad cruise ships are for the environment. And I kind of go, yeah, all right. There are, I think, what is it now? 380 cruise ships out there. If you add up all the cruise lines, the big ones and the small ones, combine them all, 380. There have got to be 5 to 10,000 container ships out there. These are vessels that sail around the world, delivering the goods that we expect at our local Walmart store and everywhere else. These container ships outnumber cruise ships, I don't know, 20 to 1. It's an unbelievable number. There's oil tankers, the super tankers. The amount of stuff that those ships have been belching into the atmosphere for the last, 70, 80, 100 years or longer. A cruise ship, you can't even compare the two. Cruise ships are so much cleaner in the environment, and keeping in mind that a container ship can move, 5,000 containers from Hong Kong to Los Angeles. There's maybe 25 people on board that ship. On a cruise ship, you could have 8,000 people living for a week, and they're producing less pollution than these giant super carriers, and they're under such stringent conditions as well. Depending on the ports they visit, they really have to be cleaning up their act, and they are voluntarily. And a number of cruise lines are way ahead of the curve with regards to regulations. They're way ahead of the curve. Anyway, today I wanted to mention about how cities around the world are making headlines, I guess, and maybe they're getting political points with their, local constituents, trying to put up a brave front about banning cruise ships, these massive polluters of the water and the sky from our city, and putting on major restrictions on cruise liners before they're allowed back into our ports and blah, blah, blah. Okay, look, certain cities are overrun with cruise ships. I give you that. Certain cities are desperate to get cruise ships. I'll give you that. And others are trying to work with the industry, and they do it quietly, and they don't do headline type nonsense. But anyway, I did see a story this week about the city of Victoria in British Columbia, Canada. The city of Victoria. The mayor of the city of Victoria has come up with what I think is a common sense question. And the common sense question was, do you think we can install power, electrical power, right down to the docks in our harbor, and then just have the ships plug into shore power when they visit us? After all, they come in at 6 or 7 in the morning, and in the summertime, they don't leave until 6, 7, 8 at night. So they're here for 10, 12, maybe even 14 hours. Right now, when they're visiting us, they're leaving their engines on because these cruise ships have air conditioning systems, they have water filtration systems, they have running toilets, they have the kitchens to keep going with all of the food preparation. They need to generate electricity. They have a lot of things to keep going because after all, some of these large ships with 4,000 passengers and 2,000 crew, you're talking a small city of 6,000 people that are visiting your city for the day, and you take 2 ships in Victoria at the same time, you could be looking at 10 or 12,000 people that you're sustaining with the necessities of life on 2 ships. In order to have electricity brought down to the pier, down to the dock, you're going to have to think about adding 10 to 12,000 people to your city's population base for 10 or 12 or 14 hours. I'm also talking about the time of year, and I don't care if this is Victoria or is Marseille, France, or Barcelona, or if it's where Rome has its ships, or Naples. It doesn't matter where this is. Cruise ships visit cities when tourists want to go to these cities, all right? A lot of cruise ship passengers visit Victoria, British Columbia in the height of the summer season because Victoria is gosh darn beautiful, as is Anchorage, as is Juneau, as is Skagway. Beautiful. This is when tourists come during the summer. They don't come in the winter. They come during the summer to visit. Well, you want to add 10 or 12,000 people, the power needs for 10 or 12,000 people in the height of the summer in any of these cities, European or North American, you are talking about the height of electrical usage for these places. So Victoria, British Columbia, Skagway, Anchorage, Vancouver, British Columbia, I don't care where you go, they're using more electricity in July than they are maybe in December. Why? Because of the heat and the air conditioning needs and all of the other tourists that are coming in from land, the land tourists that are spending time. In Europe, for example, you take a city like Barcelona, gosh, you're talking almost 1 million people a week coming in, coming and going and hanging around. I got so many folks spending a week or 2 or 3 during the summertime. In say Genoa or Naples or Marseille, France. I mean, you've got zillions of people coming in during the summertime, and it's hot, very hot. And so electrical needs go much higher in the summer than in the dead of winter. And here you're going to add 10 or 12,000 more people's needs from power on your grid, on your power grid. That is a big deal. Now, the mayor of Victoria, God bless her, she figured out from preliminary studies indicate to her that in order to add ship to shore power, or shore to ship power, I guess the way I should say it, shore to ship power in Victoria will run at least $13 million to put in the infrastructure. Because you have to understand that the kind of power lines you got to bring into the dock aren't those little wooden poles that we have in our neighborhoods, or we used to have, depending on where you live. We have wooden poles here in Creston, but most of North America now, they bury their lines. We're talking high tension, high voltage lines here. You're talking about adding enough electricity for up to 12,000 people's needs. That's a small city. You've got to have some serious transformers and all the other parts you need. I can't even name them because I'm not an electrical guy, but I do know this. The power people, the power providers in Victoria have informed the mayor, we have another little problem here. We don't have the excess power available at the drop of a hat to just add up to 12,000 people's electrical needs in the middle of July and August for your port. We're not built like that. Our power grid is designed to handle the citizenry of Victoria and the suburbs around it, and we know about power surges and needs, but we will bring extra power in from onshore. We have power lines running under the water from the mainland in Canada onto the island. We'll add additional power when we need it, but we'll be drawing from other places. We want to add 10 or 12,000 people's worth of power for up to 14 extra hours a day in the height of the summer. This is something we're not equipped to do. We've got to make new contracts. We might have to expand our existing power facilities just on Vancouver Island. And this is going to take a while because this doesn't happen in 3 weeks. This can take place over a year or 2 or 3, depending on how much construction we have to do, how much more capacity we need to generate, and then to handle that capacity. And here's the other problem. You're telling me you only need the power for up to 4 or 5 months a year at the height of the summer, and you don't need it in the dead of winter? What are we going to do with all this extra capacity in the dead of winter? We built this entire facility, and it's getting rained on, and birds sit on it and do what they do, and wind and dust. It deteriorates. Equipment deteriorates no matter whether you use it or not. You're only looking for generation of power for 4 or 5, maybe 6 months, and the others half of the year it's just going to sit there and rot. We got to have a payback for this. We're going to have to replace these lines and the towers and maintain them all the time, whether they're running or not. And we got to take care of our citizenry at the same time. I can tell you that this discussion is not happening just in Victoria. It's happening in Skagway, in Anchorage, in Juneau, in Seattle, in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Long Beach, wherever there are ports for ships that are looking to do shore to ship power. Go to Europe, every European port in the Mediterranean and in the Baltic, the same thing. This is a huge investment to be made by a number of parties. It's not just cruise lines that have to make investments, because at the end of the day, the cruise line will pay for the electricity. Don't worry about that. They'll pay for it. And you can legislate it in such a way that they have to pay for it, that they can't run their engines in these ports. Once you dock your ship at the pier, you have 30 minutes with which to shut off your engine, and you must be on shore to ship power. So you can mandate that the cruise lines buy the electricity from you, but you've got to deliver it. You can't just go to the cruise lines and say, hey, listen, by the way, we're kind of thinking here at City Council, we're kind of thinking of putting in this new system, but we figured out that the $13 million installation cost and then another $50 million of upgrade cost, we thought you should pay for it upfront. No, it's not going to happen. Cruise lines aren't going to do that. They'll pay this 40, 50 million over 20 years. On a usage type basis. If Holland America comes in and then Princess comes in and Royal Caribbean brings in a ship and Norwegian brings in a ship, they'll pay for the electricity they use within a reasonable amount, but you expect them just to cut you a check for 50 million or 13 million or whatever that number is. Forget about it. And this is what is the bitter reality for many cruise ports around the world that are trying to improve their air quality desperately. The other thing that they're noticing, of course, is cities that operate cruise ports, whether they're container ships or for cruise ships, they realize that, boy, a lot of trucks have to come down here all the time and buses have to come in and out of here all the time. We're moving people, we're moving stuff, we're moving supplies, we're moving these containers. We also have trains coming into these ports to pick up these containers, by the way, and they're spewing diesel into the air from their locomotives. It isn't just a cruise ship issue. It's just not. And there's a lot to think about when it comes to cleaning up the atmosphere and how to do it. I'm a fan of the cruise business, as I think you know, but I also criticize it. I'm not a travel agent, and I'm not hired by any cruise line to be here and tell you how great they are. But there are cruise lines that are quickly adapting to the future now. They are building liquid natural gas cruise ships that will emit far fewer particulates into the air. There's been a lot of talk in the last couple of years about the so-called scrubber systems that cruise lines have added to their ships, along with containers. And some environmentalists are just all over it as an absolute negative. They're really not for it too much. There are some cruise ships that are beginning to now experiment and look into what is known as hybrid technology, where they'll have a massive set of batteries on board the ship to store electrical power and then run their systems off batteries when in port, or when in say national parks or in fjords or near glaciers, to try to limit the amount of exhaust going out. A number of ships are under construction. A number of ships are on the drawing board right now, where the hope is that in the next 5 years, the technology will be such that cruise ships will be able to run on battery power for maybe, instead of like 30 minutes to an hour now, perhaps 5 to 10 hours at a time. And that would kind of cover a port of call visit, where there is no shore-to-ship power available, or where the rules are very stringent with regard to emissions. It's coming, but it is a serious investment by a number of entities, and it's a serious gamble by certain corporations to develop this kind of technology, to produce these pieces, these engines and these battery systems, electrical systems, to then try to sell them. There's a lot of capital being employed to try to come up with ways to keep the planet cleaner. So cruise liners are doing their part to a degree. I think that they're leading the marine business. I think of all the marine vessels out there, I have a feeling that cruise ships are actually the leaders in attempting to become friendlier to the environment. Considering how many people at a time they're handling, I think on a per person basis, it's extremely good. But environmentalists, some are just vehemently opposed. Others are saying, "Hey, it's too far gone. We've gone too far. We can't even fix it anymore. We should just shut this thing down." Then there's a reality that that's not going to happen, unfortunately. Anyway, there's my thoughts on the day on this particular topic, the shore-to-ship power topic. Love to know your thoughts. If you have any thoughts on it, hit comments down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hate this video, well, give it a thumbs up anyway. I need all the thumbs ups I can get. And subscribe to my channel, please. If you like what I do, please subscribe to the channel. You'll find the button down here somewhere, or down here somewhere. And make sure to hit that bell notification icon. You'll get an alert every time I do a new video. And by the way, any of you out there who want to become sponsor members of this channel, I would love to welcome you to the club. I did a video yesterday just for sponsor members. There's a join button down here somewhere. You'll probably see it. If you become a sponsor member of this channel, you get access to a live show Monday nights at 7 o'clock only for sponsor members. It's a 1-hour hangout show with me. We talk about everything on this channel and the cruise business and everything else. Also, you'll get access to videos that only sponsor members can see. Behind the scenes stuff. I just uploaded a video yesterday, beautiful scenery around here as the leaves are turning color, and what it's like here in Creston, so some of you can see the neighborhood in which I live in. Got more videos coming up in the next few weeks, and love to have you share them. Love to have you enjoy them with me. Thank you for all of you who are already sponsor members of this channel. Thank you. I love you guys, and hopefully we can add more as the weeks go by. That's basically it. Thank you again for joining me today for this show. Hope I wasn't taking up too much of your time. And remember, we're going on a group cruise on the Harmony of the Seas, December the 6th, 2020, out of Port Canaveral. And if you want to know all about that trip, there is a link just below in the description down here where I put a video together, and the folks at Ambren Travel on their website, they have dedicated an entire page just to this cruise. You can ask the folks at Ambren anything you want to know about pricing, cabin availability, rules and regs, what you can take with you, what documentation you need, anything you want to know about. They'll take care of your booking for you because they take good care of this channel. So join us for that too. Hit the link down below and take a look at the Ambren Travel site, and you'll see all about the cruise. All right, guys, there it is. This is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce, wishing you all a fine Sunday, October the 13th, 2019. Stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy. If it's hot where you are, stay cool. Where I am, it's not hot. It's in the 40s. It's really depressing. Winter is coming. I got to go on a cruise. Okay, guys, that's it for now. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.